You got attacked
The
by
world-
crystal tentacles.
The world's
Ooh.
on fire. How about yours? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, things were almost really bad, but
Things are really bad, actually. We are retreating towards the docks.
well, it's on an
where-
asteroid. That doesn't really matter, right? So it's
No,
fine.
this is on your homeworld.
This is on our homeworld.
This
And
is
we are,
on
in fact,
Toro.
retreating towards the docks. Going to our new friends. They have a ship, apparently, and we're following them.
Oh.
There was some talk about starting a food blog.
Mm-hmm.
We met some new friends. Got to get to know you questions on trying mushroom ice cream.
I was gonna say, can't forget the mushroom ice cream.
And forget the mushroom ice cream.
No.
It's iconic now. And orange creatures appeared from giant glowy tentacles that are growing from like a couple, like down the street, and seem crystal-like, and just keep spawning. They're really annoying to deal with. We have retreated. We also have a Micken with us.
Yes, you also have a Micken with you.
We have
a wizard.
Trout.
So, you guys saw a giant vine tentacle-looking thing that seems both plant and crystal started to burst from the ground, and every time it grows, it seems to shake the ground with earthquakes, and the ground is splitting open with the force of these quakes and with the massive size of this vine. And from the cracks in the ground spring more and more and more of these creatures that are humanoid in shape. However, they are made from what looks to be smaller versions of this vine, just wrapping and twining around. And they are essentially chasing whatever comes closest, whatever grabs their attention first. They're not particularly fast, but they are relatively sturdy and very, very strong once you end up actually being grabbed by them. And all of you fought them for a while and realized that they just continued to come. Every time you knocked one down, another one was in its place before it was fully gone. And the buildings are starting to fall, and civilians have cleared out as much as they can, though you know that many of them have fallen already. And you start heading towards the docks, where 3 of you have a ship that you guys have been traveling on for a while, and you know it is there. So you're hoping to try and get there to at least regroup a little bit. But as you hit the edge of town, in that space where there are fields between the edge of town and the trees beyond, you can already see in the distance where you know other villages are, large vines growing from the earth. And you all rush.
What was that?
I
Sorry.
have no idea. Joe fucking around again. That's what it was.
Don't pay attention to that. It's fine.
As you all are rushing along the edge of town towards the docks, towards the little inlet beside the docks where the ladybug ship that all of you have been flying on has landed, you see that there is a trail of people, some heading into the forest from the town, and then many others, as this is a known fishing village and a known place for spelljammers and other traders to stop and, resupply or get a drink or just get on land for a little bit. People are rushing from the village towards the docks. And as you arrive, you guys are essentially skirting around here to the far left of the map. You see far down the edge of the docks where the ladybug ship is, and we're just going to say that this ship right here is the ladybug ship, because I was being lazy and I wasn't going to cut that out. You see Booker and Finn and Lily two familiar shapes, one of your captain and one of her first mate, standing kind of blocking off a crowd of people that are starting to rush towards the Ladybug ships. All the other ships that you are passing, this one, ones that you've already passed, seem to be desperately trying to get out of dock, away from the town, and people are swarming them. And you can see your captain and first mate kind of standing, blocking off what looks to be in the midst of a confrontation of some sort. The civilians are just trying to rush and get as far away as possible, are kind of moving around them in just a crowd, not seeming to know that they don't want to interfere, but also kind of hovering behind, waiting for something to happen to see if they can rush towards the ship as well. And you can hear and see more cracks growing not too far from the docks, and see more creatures rising from the ground and making their way very slowly towards the docks, chasing after the civilians that are not being able to move as fast.
Oh shit.
So, like I said,
So
you guys can drop
we're
your
going to
tokens
be-
here.
Okay. That answers that question.
Where was that here? Sorry, I didn't see it.
Where
Left
Booker
side.
Booker
Oh.
and Button are
Okay.
now.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
And then you guys also have a Micken.
I can't put my token on.
That is strange.
Oh no.
Let's just see what is going on with your sheet.
Yeah.
Hold on, I've taken away permissions. I'm trying to re-put them in,
Okay.
see if that fixes
Okay.
it. Okay. Try it now.
No.
I wonder if that's the issue here. You guys can discuss what you are trying to do while I fight with Roll20 for a minute.
Need to get on the fucking ship.
That's what I was thinking.
It looks like all the civilians are trying to rush their way onto the ship. It's probably not a good idea.
What other option is there?
Well, I understand the ship simply cannot house all of them. It is impossible. They need to run as far away as possible, yeah?
Well, if they got here without a ship, they can leave without a ship.
It is a sad truth, but it is the truth.
Well, it is your ship. You decide who goes on it.
I guess we should get to the captain first and see what she desires, no?
Y'all are invited aboard. Y'all stuck it out and fought whatever fucking vines and shit we had to deal with, so
Thank you for
I
the
think
offer.
we needed a replacement anyway.
Thank you for the invitation. Unfortunately, it is under dire circumstances, but it is appreciated nonetheless.
But of course.
Maybe it'd be
wonder.
possible to help some of the people trying to escape. If they're forcing their way, I don't really think they deserve it, but
If they try to force our way, then if we try to help some others, they're just going to sneak aboard, no?
Try and help Piper. Haha.
Oh, there we go.
I see green.
As you all are discussing this, you can, in the distance, hear the raised voice of your captain. You can't quite make out what she is saying exactly, but she is trying to get over the noise of the chaos around her, and it is very clear that she is very angry and using the captain voice as best she can at the volume that she is yelling at.
But we can't hear her.
You beyond just the vague of like that's the captain and she's pissed, you can't hear exactly what she is saying because essentially you are at the other side of a crowd.
I got this. I have thaumaturgy.
I was gonna say I also have thaumaturgy.
Let's go.
What are you saying?
I looked to Booker, so we're going to quiet them on 3, yes?
I was just gonna tell everyone else to fuck off, but that seems like a good idea.
So like Lilian puts her fingers in a like a circle to mimic a microphone. She puts it to her mouth and she goes, "Excuse me, attention please."
And Booker will take 2 fingers, like he is going to like press an earpiece, but he puts 2 fingers to like the side of his throat, and then he'll just yell, "Oi, fuck off!"
Okay, so I need an intimidation check from Booker and a performance check from Lily.
Please? Nah. I don't know if it matters, but I do have passive intimidate.
Passive intimidate.
You
Yes.
chose intimidation as your passive?
Mhm.
Hey, I respect that.
What is your
I
passive
respect
intimidate?
it.
14?
The passive intimidate is 14.
I had the 16 on my roll.
16. Okay. You almost back to back use thaumaturgy and your voices go echoing out across the crowd that is in front of you. And Lily, as the first one that spoke, there's a whole bunch of heads that snap your direction because somebody is trying to get attention. Somebody is in all of the chaos. It's the first voices like they've all heard. And they look your direction and they just start to like zone in on your little group as Booker tells them to all fuck off. And there's an immediate flinch from like half of them, and the ones that are immediately in front of you kind of skitter away a little bit, and you get a little bit of a space to go further down the docks for a good 15, 20-ish feet. And as your voices ring out over the crowd, you can see Flapjack, the first mate, kind of slowly rise just a little bit further into the air and look in your direction. And give me Finn, Booker, Lily. Give me insight rolls real fast.
Insight. 10.
21.
Okay.
Much better roll.
As you're looking, Booker, it's not always easy to read a flumph, as they are just essentially a floating jellyfish. But you've been around Flapjack just long enough that you recognize some of the motions that he tries to use when he doesn't want to talk. And he makes a motion in all of your directions that's very much a be careful gesture. And points in you as you guys are proceeding a little bit further down the road, a little bit closer, and seeing the people that are immediately around your captain and your first mate. You can tell that it is essentially a gang of some sort. They are all wearing leather armors, and they are all heavily decked out with weapons. And you can see the ones closest to your captain and your first mate actually already have weapons drawn, though they have not been fully pointed at either of them. And your Captain Elena herself has a hand resting on her scimitar, which is still in its sheath, but you know enough about her to know that she does not idly or lightly place her hand on her weapon.
Excuse me, all of you. Why are you trying to storm that ship? I understand you want to get away, but that is a Spelljammer, and not many people know how to fly them, you know? Would be better off running away. Kind of step forward a little bit.
Yeah, you guys essentially front line would get to about here.
Okay.
Okay. I was about to ask, like, if we're kind of hustling, Booker's gonna look at him, and does he recognize this gang?
Not in particular.
Okay.
It just looks like a gang from this town, from the city.
Mm-hmm. Just to be perfectly clear, my amulet of the Far Space Hunter hasn't started going off yet, right?
No.
Okay. Then, I mean, Booker's going to use the thaumaturgy again, and I want to...
Actually, technically, yes, because flumps are aberrations.
I was about to
But
ask.
you know that. You should know that by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume. Let me see.
There's like a radius.
You can create
Flapjack
one of the
alert.
following magical effects. You can have up to 3. Booker is going to use thaumaturgy again, and I want to create the sound of ominous whispers around where, like, Booker is standing, like, radiating out from him. And I want to try and scare these fuckers out of here. Just shoo them more.
While I tried to persuade them to run for their lives.
Okay.
I see our dynamic, Joe.
The dynamic is scare. Constantly scare. Fear tactics.
Good soldier, bad soldier. Good cop, bad cop.
So,
We've done this before.
thaumaturgy range is about 30 feet. So I'll say that's the radius that you have. If you're
Mhm.
wanting to sort of center it on yourself. So it only gets to
Ooh.
there.
So they wouldn't actually hear it, would they, huh?
I mean, you'd make yourself look cool to the party.
You are continuing to, you successfully, I'll say, like, you start having weird ass whispers just popping up around you as you guys are continuing to progress and very clearly use magic of some sort. and the civilians that are still between you and the where your destination is continue to get the fuck out of your way. So you're continuing to make a path for yourselves. And you see Lily as you're talking, trying to persuade people. The civilians are getting out of your way because of Booker. They don't seem to have any issue with what you're saying. However, you do see these first two closest ones seem to start to realize that you're talking in their direction. As you're talking about Spelljammer, you see them turn. But the rest of them aren't paying very much attention. And you continue to hear just argument from Elena.
I say let's just get right up on them.
Yeah, just get a little closer, yeah.
It's you guys' ship. Button's following you guys' lead.
Like, I want to get, like, up to here, assuming they don't draw weapons.
If you don't have weapons drawn, these guys are not going to draw weapons on you at the moment. They're confused more than anything. Amy.
Fucking Micken.
He's huffing and puffing, but he is following. He's a little worse for wear still, but he's with you.
Say, come on, let's go, come on, let's go. Move faster, or else we'll be left behind.
Hello, we are trying to talk to you. She waves her hands. I'm down here, if you cannot find me.
Are you still trying to keep up the whispers, Joe?
No. No, I'm not. Once Booker realized he was a bit too far away, he'd be like, and just let that one die.
As you guys progress and kind of come around the edge of a building, you can see down the street where it looks like another one of the, what you assume to be a member of this group is actually facing off against one of the crystal creatures. They're doing okay. They are doing much better than just the random people that these creatures were just grabbing and snapping. But you can see even more very slowly making their way through the streets towards the docks. And you all can do the math, and you know that probably within the next 5 or 6 minutes, this dock will be overwhelmed by these creatures.
In my calculations, we do not have much time.
Should you not be going to a...
You cut out there, Piper.
Should you not go and assist your friend? Points towards the one fighting the thing.
And the kind of thug that's closest to you just looks down at you, and there's a little bit of confusion because you're strange looking, even by Dungeons and Dragons Toril standards. But they just kind of blink for a second and then slowly shake their heads like they're like clearing a thought away and gesture towards the ladybug ship. We're getting off this fucking planet's what we're doing.
You do understand that this is Spelljammer, and you do not know how to drive one of those? You would die the second you enter the atmosphere.
And there's a little smirk and just kind of like starts to turn away from you. Just, who said any of us were actually going to be doing the driving? And he starts to turn away and starts progressing, and now that you're close enough, you guys can hear the argument that Elena is having, and it seems to be with this guy right here. And the argument, from what you can tell, the back and forth, is them telling her she is going to fly them off this planet. And her saying no. And you can see that swords are starting to lift.
Listen, Mr. Bossman, hello. Waves.
Booker's gonna. I want Booker to try and push his way all the way up to Boss Man if people don't stop him. The goon squad.
You could push through probably these first two, purple and pink. But you would cause enough commotion at that point that the other two would turn in your direction. And attention would be on you to some degree, but you would be closer.
I want to be
You would end up
right
getting right
about
here. Would be
right about here.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Because, so, like, this is their ship, and Booker is not afraid of a bunch of punk gangster-ass strangers or whatever who are trying to hitch a ride. So Booker will shove up as best he can, trying to make a path for everyone behind him. And
the series
once
of
he gets
smalls
kind
behind you.
Yeah, the series of small.
of series of small with one extraordinarily tall.
And one who's trying to make himself small.
Small energy.
Small energy.
Yeah, like a small conga line behind Booker.
And Booker's gonna get right up as close as he can and just like yell at the captain guy, and he's like, y'all best be hightailing out of here now unless you want to end up on the wrong side of every one of our sabers.
In addition to that, you probably should run anyway because they are coming. I mean, your guy can't hold them off for very long, no?
Alright.
The Wombo.
So intimidation from Booker and persuasion from Lily.
I would
This
like
is
to use
such a
my
weird-
passive persuasion, please.
What is your passive?
20.
What the fuck?
I have a question
Yes.
for this is probably for the group at large. So I think I used my spell last session to cast Hex.
Yes, you did.
Okay. That answers that question. Big money. Natural 20, let's fucking go!
Holy
Oh.
shit!
But it
I want the little bit
Holy shit.
of thaumaturgy that's like just thaumaturgy energy in the voice to kick out some spooky voice modulation
Okay.
and put a very hard end to the sentence of just like, now leave.
Meanwhile, Liliana's doing it from the nice side as well. They
Oh my
practiced
god,
They
this is such a
must have.
weird duo to encounter.
It's like
At the
changing
same
temperatures
time-
hot and cold really quick, and eventually they'll all have heart attacks.
But it's at the same time, though. It's not like it's back and forth. It's while she's being persuasive, he's being scary at the same time.
Yeah. Not gonna give them any rest.
You're not hot and then cold. You're hot and cold.
As the two of you push forward and make your combination plea and threat, these two that you push past kind of stumble away and backwards, very kind of shocked and surprised by the shit that they're hearing from Booker in particular. And as they hear that, and then they hear Lily, you can see them both turning and looking in this direction and seeing the monsters and then looking back towards their leader, and the two of them just start running away very quickly. Just sheathing swords, putting away weapons, and running. And as they run by, another follows them. And let me roll some of this stuff really fast. Oh no. And Button, as you're trailing behind with Micken and trying to keep an eye on where the creatures are, you see this one just get lifted and snapped like a twig.
Oh.
As you see the body start to go limp, you can see again the tendrils that make up this creature glow with some sort of energy, and you can see the graying flesh of this human before it's just tossed aside. And this one has another one to deal with. Just because this one's going to take a while, I'm going to move this over here. And you see another Booker and Lily. You can see another one of this gang engaging in another of the forward creatures as they make their progression towards the docks and towards the crowds that are starting to thin, with people just giving up and running along the beach, and some even swimming out into the water, whether there's a ship or not. And as you guys progress a little bit forward, these ones are also very much kind of stumbling back and taken aback by the approach of the group. And let me see how desperate he is. He is very desperate. With your threat, you see the leader turn in your direction, realizing that there is now seemingly reinforcements coming for Captain Elena. And both of you roll me an insight again.
10.
12.
Okay. Lily, you can see that there is panic on his face. He's gone from hard and angry and pissed off and trying to be threatening to panic as he just grabs his sword a little bit tighter and swings at Elena, and her blade meets his.
Well, I guess. Hey, Mr. Bossman. Look at the pretty colors. And I'll cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Oh no.
Oh shit, let's fucking go.
Please don't hit any of us with it.
Each creature.
I mean, we
Well,
can just shake someone out of it.
I can shake you guys awake. I can shake you guys out of it.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good spell. I've always wanted to use it.
So, 30-foot cube, but basically just all of these crewmates, basically. Like, I don't have a cube. There are spears here. There are not cubes. But at 30 foot, it hits all these people.
Okay.
And they need to make a wisdom save.
What is your save?
Hold up. Joe, you said you had Hex. Are you putting it on somebody?
Wait,
that
that won't affect saves.
Yeah, I was just about to say, damn. My save is 8 plus proficiency. My proficiency right now is 3. 11 plus modifier, so 15.
The captain saves. 1 fail, 1 pass, 1 fail. And then 1 more. 1 pass. So you essentially... So there's only 3. Right? 3, 4. 3, 4, yeah. This one is locked in that. Here. Why are you popping up like that? Fail.
Those affected are charmed and they are incapacitated.
And it's all creatures within the cube, so Elena and Flapjack would also have to make this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elena is very distracted. Fails.
Oh fuck.
That's fine. We'll get her. We'll knock her out. Or we'll knock her awake.
I do like how you just didn't. There was not. It's just look at the pretty colors. Look at them.
Check this
Are
shit
you just
out.
like showing them a rainbow or some shit?
Yeah.
It's one of those fucking like hypnotic YouTube videos.
What are those?
Okay. So you have managed to charm both your captain and first mate and 2 of the other crew members. The leader and one of his crewmates is still up. And I will say, because Piper acted, do any of the rest of you want to do a really quick action of your own?
What? Can you mark which you are charmed, or did you already?
That's a little wavy symbol.
Okay.
I don't know what all spells y'all guys got, if any.
I have one more
Can
spell slot.
Can I move and act?
Sure.
Oh, I just want to move a little closer. Or not, right behind these 2, so I can get within 30 feet of this fucker. The Edge Lord. And I'd like to cast Blindness, Deafness. It's a con save.
Okay. Blindness, deafness. What is your save?
16.
Oh, and that was a 15 total, so you have hit him.
Get blinded, bitch!
Look at the colors. I can't see. Oh, that's weird.
Look at the colors. I'm not looking at your stupid colors. I guess you're not looking at all then. And just waves their finger around the rim of their hat and just like see him just shoots across and lands across his eyes. Making a makeshift
Oh
blindfold.
God.
Making a makeshift blindfold that stuck on.
You might want to consider running now, no?
Cody, would you like to do something with Finn?
No, not particularly. None of these things.
Mikan will actually come up behind, and seeing that you guys are attacking these guys, trying to incapacitate, he will also just drop darkness.
I'm back.
And it will get...
Hi.
Mikan...
Sorry for the delay.
15
You're
foot.
good.
It's all good.
So essentially, he is going to manage to grab this one in the edge of the darkness and this guy, so you have a little bit of a path here where you can just scoot by the darkness to try and grab Flapjack and Elena if you want.
Yeah, let's grab them and book it inside the ship.
I would like to be the last one because I do have something, but I need everyone out of the way first.
Yes.
I don't know what you have, but I really hope it's grease.
It is grease.
Yeah, let's fucking go!
We're really hitting all the classic D&D spells here, aren't we?
So
Clear-wise,
Just
it's
gonna
not a
scoot.
spell. I actually pull out a frying pan and just dump.
Oh my god,
Grease
it's
onto
just
the ground.
actual grease.
It's just actual grease.
Oh, Captain, my captain, it's time to go. Shake, 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 shake. Let's go
I'm gonna
now.
grab Flapjack and be like,
Yeah,
Wake up,
can I
Flappy.
assist here? Just grab someone.
Zoom across the map.
it seems like the two of them have manage to grab the rest of their teammates as Micken just books it. You see him stumbling across the sidewalk and onto the grass, and just you get this very faint. I really hope this is your ship. I really hope this is your ship. I'm going to the ship.
It's our ship. We're not ready.
Is this how we're getting on? Right here?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
gonna be that's standing in for the
First
ladybug.
Okay. Yeah. So a button will follow along.
And you grab Flapjack and just yank him to float along behind you, and he starts to come out of it. You can feel the tentacles start to twist and turn and squirm, but he's not fighting you because he very quickly is oh, this one. Okay. And Elena, as you shake her, you can see her kind of blink very blearily and then look down and see you. And look up and just see darkness in front of her, literally 6 inches from her face. And there's just a very brief half-second pause, and she's "Yep," and just turns in,
That's my captain.
scoops Lily, and starts booking it towards the ship. So all
What's
Micken is the
everyone
first
through?
one to get there. For fuck's sake, Micken.
He helped.
He did help.
He helped, and he is very hurt. Okay, he's still very hurt.
He is a wizard. He has 2 HP. One of them are gone.
Just as a final, so they don't wake up and try to fuck with us, I'm gonna toss an Eldritch Grove on the path. So even if
Well,
they
I'm
do try to
greasing right
cross,
here, so
Yeah.
as soon as Trixie's
as a
through,
final, fuck you.
there's gonna be a puddle of grease.
Okay.
Greasy eldritch weeds.
Jesus Christ.
They
You're
slip,
wearing
and then
such-
the plants are join us. Oh,
No.
That is a horrible mental image.
greasy plants. Just wanting you to become one.
The burden welcomes all.
Jesus Christ.
So, very, very quickly, one after the other, some of you kind of just stumbling over one another. You make it onto the Ladybug ship, and Flump goes immediately to the spell-jamming helm. And it only takes a few seconds for him to settle in, and the what's the word for it? Not wings, shell of the ship lifts to reveal the deck fully, and the wings that are the sails slowly lift as well and spread to either side as you're pulling in the gangplank, and the wings themselves immediately fill with air as you can feel the magic just thrum through the ship, and it lifts into the air. And as you all lift off and away from the town and into the sky, you can see further and further and further out onto the horizon, and almost the entire coastline is filled with those crystalline vines emerging from every population center of any note. And once you're high enough up, you can even look towards where the Spelljammer Academy is and see the tip of one of the orange vines emerging from the very top of the academy. And as you all are catching your breath and reorienting yourself, let me drop these onto the map really fast. You all have a moment to kind of take in what is around you.
Any dietary restrictions I should know about? No? Great.
Micken just like blinks very kind of like blankly at Finn.
Oh, what's the name of the ship?
The ladybug?
Is it just a ladybug?
It's a ladybug
It's
ship. Does
a
it have
ladybug
name?
ship. It does not currently have a name because it's going to be your ship, so you guys have to come up with a fucking name. I'm not naming everything for you.
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah.
Joe named the tyrant ship. So he didn't name
What did I
everything.
name? What did
You
I name
named
the tyrant ship?
unlucky tyrant.
Oh, yes. Truth.
Oh, a nod to that. Maybe this can be Lady Luck.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I vote naming it Lady Luck
Lady Luck's
or
fine.
Lucky Lady or some variant on that, if not that explicitly.
Lady
And
Luck's
again,
fine.
I just like puns, so
This is good.
Okay, so you're on the Lady Luck then.
Oh, well, welcome aboard the Lady Luck. We are home for a little. Greetings.
Well, that's fine. Howdy do.
Thanks
Hope you
for
don't
getting
mind
us
being
off
shanghaied.
there. Thanks for getting us off there. I don't know how we would have survived if not.
Booker just rolls his neck and just goes, "Yeah, I don't know much about how you would have made it out of there either."
thank you for the assistance. I hope that your captain does not mind.
And you can see that Captain Elena has gone to the very front of the ship and is kind of watching. And she still looks a little. She does not look like she is in shock, surprisingly. However, she looks very. Almost annoyed. And she is kind of. As she hears the group kind of starting to move around on the ship, and the ship itself goes higher and higher into the atmosphere, she slowly looks back to all of you and places one hand on a hip and just kind of like examines Micken, Button, and Trixie with a very kind of careful look and a little quirk of a brow. Well, and who exactly would you be?
Hello, my name is Button. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I'm Trixie.
You just Micken? And Elena nods. Well, I'm assuming that if my crew decided to just grab y'all and run, you guys have at least something useful. So, welcome aboard, Captain Elena. And that will be Flapjack under the deck in the Spelljamming chair right now. And you just hear a very, very faint shout from a floor down of just a hello.
Hello.
And her eyes drift towards Booker and Finn and Lily, kind of doing a once over for each of them. Well, it looks like at least all you came through without too many scars. So, that's something.
Booker wipes some blood from like the side of his mouth. Couple beats and scrapes. Could be a lot worse, I suppose.
We could still be down there.
Looks over the side of the ship like he can still see down there and be like, definitely right there. Wouldn't want to be any of those unlucky fucks.
What's your
That's
passive
for sure.
perception?
But Booker's?
Yes.
I believe it's 19.
19. So, even as far up as you are, you can all see, well, especially Booker, but any of you that would have like a passive perception of 15 or higher, if you lean over the side of the ship and you're at probably the edge of the atmosphere, you can see little tiny pinpoints of orange. And it's not just on the coastline. They're all over.
Guess we won't be docking there for a while.
And the price for understatements go to...
And Alina just kind of snorts at Lily and runs a hand over her face. Well, I hope all you are prepared for a little bit of a journey, because we're going to be going to Brawl. I think that's about the only place we can try and figure this out.
Sounds just as good as any other idea, I suppose.
We've got nowhere else to be, I don't think. Looks to Button.
Can you repeat that? My headphones cut out.
We don't really have anywhere else to go.
No, I think we should put a pause on the, what did you refer to it? A food blog idea?
Maybe we'll be able to travel more and work on that idea, huh?
Not. We were hoping to get on a ship at some point. Unfortunately, it happened this way.
Elena just kind of looks over the two of you with like a little arched brow. So y'all are Spelljammers yourselves. That's useful.
Yes. The three of us graduated. I imagine they say, we graduated 2 months ago in sync.
Yeah. Recently graduated.
And Captain just kind of nods. Well, fresh faces aren't always the best, but better than somebody don't know how to be in space at all. Can't say you're rightly part of the crew just yet, not with the charter I'm currently under, but we'll get that sorted once we hit Brawl.
I mean, as long as you don't throw us overboard, we can like leave when we hit, we can part ways when we hit Brawl. So
Elena just, there's a little smirk. Shakes her head. No, won't be throwing y'all overboard unless you make Finn burn some of his dinner of some sort. That would be a crime.
noted.
And she kind of slowly starts down the stairs from the ballista onto the upper deck. And as she's moving, you all can feel kind of the shift in stillness that falls over the Lady Luck as she exits the atmosphere and into wild space proper. And slowly, the very familiar swirling gases and colors of wild space start to move around the ship. And only a moment or two later, you see swimming by the ship, a large school, what looked to be goldfish. Just going by, not seeming to mind the ship, very barely glancing by the edge of your atmosphere bubble. And Elena kind of looks over. Micken at first spots the wand and gives a little nod and looks towards the two of you. She kind of examines Trixie for a moment and then looks towards Button and sees the staff and points first to Micken and then to Button. Just spellcasters, right?
Not.
Micken nodding very quickly, not saying anything. Well, that'll be useful too. And she continues on her path down the steps towards the underdecks of the Lady Luck. Booker, Finn, and Lily will get you all set up with bunks and hammocks as you need them. We're in for a little bit of a journey to get to Brawl, but we'll get there all the same. And if nobody has anything else to say to her, she goes down steps and makes her way towards the spelljamming room to talk to Flump for a moment to make sure everything is setting appropriately, getting underway.
Putin is going to turn to the group and just ask, is it actually against the law to have food be burned?
Booker just looks at Button and just raises an eyebrow. There's a pause that just goes, you're serious?
Yes.
Well, I never heard of that being a law anywhere, so I suppose not.
I mean, it's her ship. Could be her law.
Not a law here either. At least, well, come to think of it, I haven't seen the little guy burn food yet, so maybe it is a law. I don't know. He just shrugs.
Looks to Finn. Is it a law?
Side eyes.
And that means we don't test it.
Booker is noticeably more relaxed now that we're in wild space and just leans up against the railing.
Yeah.
It's weird to see railing on like a ladybug ship, I guess, but yeah, he's leaning up against the railing with his elbows and just kind of enjoying the astral breeze, if there is a breeze. I assume there's a breeze.
There is a very, very slight breeze that moves with the ship. It seems to always just be coming from the front of the ship. However, generally when sailing in space, if the ship ever stops, the breeze stops as well. So it's more a breeze of movement.
I don't care about the physics, it's the aesthetics I care about.
Same.
Is there any conversations or anything that any of you want to do?
I have. Button has all of the questions.
Ask your questions.
Okay. Button is going to hop, step, step, step. How long have all of you been sailing?
Well, for me, a couple of years now. Imagine these two probably have been at it a bit longer.
God, Fucking
Poker face. Poker face.
looks to Finn and Liliana.
I've been on the ship for a few years now.
Not.
Sounds like Lily might be distracted.
I've been busy for like the last.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
I think you
Hi.
are cutting out.
You're good.
I have been on the ship for a long amount of time. I do not keep track of the time, so I cannot say. But you will be welcome, and it will be fun.
Understandable. Where have you guys gone to?
You guys would have essentially been through most of realm space. So most of the planets that are essentially within the solar system that Toril is. I believe the only one that would have been in the astral sea at any point would be Lily. There is a realm space handout in the locations folder.
Most of us tend to sail around the system from time to time. We don't usually go beyond the astral sea. It's very rare.
Oh. Where was your most recent mission to, if I may ask? Okay, see, I'm sorry. Just imagine Button just has 20 questions, and all of them are just getting
Well,
information.
you're asking the
Who are these people?
DM
What have
for
you
all
done?
of these questions.
Where have
you're
you
asking
been?
the DM for everything.
Yeah, exactly. So
We went here. We did these things, and anything that we have answers for, I suppose.
yeah, it's essentially Buttons getting to know you. Random questions about where the crew has been. Intermittents with what is your favorite color?
Ask a couple of those questions.
Yeah, just a couple of those random questions. How do you feel about fungi? What is your favorite season? What was the last mission you did? Just 20 questions with Button, getting to know someone.
Well, fungi are on the same family as plants, so I'd be kind of a racist if I did not accept them, no? My favorite color is a dark plant green, obviously.
Not.
And we came here recently, so that is our latest one.
Not. Head turn very slowly to Booker and Finn. Button wants answers. What's your favorite color?
Booker
I don't
will
know.
shrug and just be like, dark red. And it's for questions like that, it's very hard to get Booker to say more than a very short monosyllabic or very curt answer, or he'll just be like, yes, no, here. Unless it is a very not pointed question. What's the word? Personal question. He doesn't view, which it might be personal to Button, but Booker does not view any of those questions as personal. So he will answer them, but it's not like he's going to give much information, much more than exactly the information asked.
Well, that is all Button requires. Turn beady fucking LED eyes from under the hat staring at Finn. Which now they remember Finn and Liliana and Button are all on the same level.
Finn rolls his eyes and says, cast iron black.
No.
Ooh.
Nod, nod, nod. If anyone else wants to take the reins for this conversation, it's just going to be 20 questions with Button if you let Button take control.
No, this is fine. Booker is... Now that we're out in wild space, he seems a lot less talkative and energetic. He's very much winding down from the pulping that he went through.
It sounds like there might need to be a little 10-minute break here. Because I'm hearing some noises and background of things that sound like there might be busy things happening. So we will take a little 10-minute break. And come back. And I will say, over the course of the little break, you guys will have the time for a short rest
Yes.
before anything else
Food.
happens.
The warlock in the party thanks you.
The half warlock in the party also thanks you.
Oh, you also a warlock?
I'm the blood hunter warlock subclass. So I'm warlock. I'm diet warlock.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Isn't
use.
Warlock already pretty much a diet spellcaster?
Yeah. If anyone
Listen.
is using hit dice, you get an extra 1d8.
Oh.
Is that for the entire party, or is that for,
It is for 4 plus 3, so 7 people.
So 6.
I'm already healed up
Plus
from our
6.
snack break already, so I'm good.
Nicken thanks you.
And 4.
So, like, a full caster is a Coke. A warlock is a Diet Coke. That Blood Hunter subclass is, I guess, a caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Or a Coke Zero.
And I will be back in just a few minutes, because apparently I'm being summoned.
I do not know what that's supposed to mean. I can cast just as many powerful spells as you can.
I have a spell slot at 5th level.
Eldritch
1.
Blast doesn't count.
If anything, I can
I have-
spell at the highest level, so I am more akin to an energy drink. You can be the Coke. How's it up?
Let's see.
Alright, time to go yell at my husband.
Oh, thank God.
I'll be right
Thank
back.
God for short rests.
Good luck.
Holy mother of pearl.
Joe, we need to figure out their service together. Okay.
Their service together? What do you mean?
Yeah, like on the ship, like what they did together. They've got a dynamic.
Mm-hmm. I assume. Well, I guess we need to make like a clarification as to whether or not we're like a merchant vessel or just for a hire kind of rogue squad or pirates or something. Also, while we're doing this break, I am going to switch something really quick because I'm going to do my best to sit and not run around and use my good mic because I fucking paid for it and I need to get my money's worth out of it.
What is so funny, Iris?
Oh, nothing.
You should share.
I'm just apparently contagious, that's all.
Why is that?
I'm just contagious. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I'll be honest here. I still don't know what spell jamming is, so I have no idea what this ship is.
It's your shipping company, but in space. That's about it.
So like transport. So like we're
Think of the old days when you used ships to transport stuff and sail and stuff, but in space.
But in space.
okay. Okay.
If you've seen Treasure Planet,
So we're a semi, but in space.
I was explaining spelljamming to someone today, and I was like, spelljamming is like Star Wars, but our space wizards are space wizards.
But it's like not like so like it's literally just like the only people that spell jam besides like pirates would be transporting goods. Is that
I think there's a
Well,
military thing as well.
well, there's also people who live in space too. Like that's just where they live. So.
right? So so like they would spell jam, but like that would not be commercial. That would just be like residential spell jamming.
This is a Z question.
I imagine if the old people did a ship for it, that's what happens now. But for space. That's the best way to handle it.
It's another form of transportation or moving or
I'm back.
anything.
Back.
It looks like an Amy and a Joe are AFK.
I think so.
I'm still here.
Oh, just kidding.
Am I too loud?
No, you sound farther away.
You sound like Batman. Yep.
Is this better?
No, you sound like Bruce Wayne.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Gotham needs a hero.
The next test is if you can hear me typing.
Not if you're typing right now.
Nice.
Set up the new mic.
Yeah. Last time I had done it, you could hear the entire room behind me and my typing and the chair. And I was like, this is awful. And I did not know how to fix it. And so I think, fixed it.
It's very acoustic,
Mm.
for lack of a
Alright.
better word.
Hello.
Yeah, it's not echoey, but we can tell that you are in a large space. But it's not
God
like
damn it.
bad either, though.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay.
We can hear you clearly. It's just like we can hear.
The air around you, if
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. The sound of air.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, if it's a like if it's a decent mic, you're not gonna get rid of that without having like sound dampeners near you.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to buy those at some point. Or make them. I could just make them.
Yeah, just go to fucking like Lowe's and buy some foam and just slap it on your wall. And Amy returned. Is an Iris here?
She's handling supper for us. Z, what kind of crew were we? Were we a pirating? Were we a merchant? Were we military?
You guys are essentially have been kind of
Contractors.
contractors, yeah. I was going to say mercenary, but that has connotations that are not necessarily true. At the moment, Captain Elena is contracted under Prince Andrew from the Rock of Brawl. She was moving things, transporting things for the prince.
Okay, so me and Booker have been on a transporting ship. Oh, and Finn. And Finn.
Mhm.
Can't forget Finn. We got to come up with fun stuff that we've done in the meantime.
So yeah, the three of you have like, she doesn't take shady things really. She's literally, they say in like the book that she is chaotic good.
All right.
So she doesn't do shady things, doesn't really have the temper nor the patience for like too many questionable dealings. She does smuggle on occasion, but no people. Like, somebody needs something to go somewhere, and you can contract the Lady Luck out.
All right then. Keep your morals.
So was it already asked, like why you guys started spelljamming, or how you guys started spelljamming?
Well, it could have been asked in the like Gatling gun fire of button questions.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that because
Okay.
I know it was asked
Go
earlier
ahead.
before break.
I can assure you, Button did not ask that. You are free to ask it.
And Joe, you don't mind having a flower like on your shoulder at times, do you?
Do you mean like just a flower, or do you mean her sitting on his shoulder?
Me.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't mind a flower or you sitting there. I just want to know which it is.
I imagine, like, I'd like to think that Lily and Booker became friends, so she's with him a lot, if that's okay.
Booker's a pretty affable person. He definitely has, in the same way that Doc was very possessive of people he liked, Booker has that a lot.
And also, you have larger legs.
True.
I miss Doc.
You said early at the beginning of this game, yeah, something people running towards the dock. And I was just like, what does he have to do with this? Because I'm in, like, I have to use his voice.
I miss Doc. He had such an interesting possibility. But
what a plot twist if Doc was causing all of this.
Oh god.
I do like to imagine that, like, Booker has collected 2 smalls, Trixie has collected 1.5 smalls. Because Micken is not small. Micken. He is not small, but he tries to be.
He's a small energy.
Yeah, he has small energy. It's just like these two are just collecting smalls now.
Yeah. And as the Gatling gun blast of questions from Button and occasional toss-in from Trixie is going on, Micken just kind of like realizes nobody's paying attention to him, and he starts to kind of relax a little bit, and you see him just kind of like slowly walking the ship, just examining everything very, very closely, very, very intently, like occasionally reaching out and like touching something here and there and like trying to move things or like bending down and looking underneath things. He is exploring.
I will be happy to show all of you around the Lady Luck if you desire.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Follow me and I will give the grand tour. Hops down, begins to show them around the place.
So what you see is essentially what you get. The left-hand deck is the middle deck. This is the bottom deck. Of course, the larger bed in the back is the captain's room. And then this would essentially be the galley where Finn would cook, and dining area, and then various storage in bed and hammocks that can be placed within the rooms. But you all can claim as you like, and there will probably be shifting in the future, but there's not much fancy beyond what you see.
And here is where you will be staying for your direction. I hope it is up to your accommodation.
Oh, thanks. I don't think Button and I are going to need a lot of space. We kind of don't really sleep.
It is okay. I do not take much space either.
You don't sleep ever?
Don't really need
No.
to.
Shakes head.
Huh.
We have a wonderful night crew, no?
Yeah, pretty much. Most of the time, we kind of just chill out, talking. There was another person, another Cream that would hang out with us, but they're not part of the crew anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, what was your old crew like? We're trying to get to Bond.
You conceited bitches. I wish that they had joined us.
Yeah.
It's a shame that they had to go on their own adventures.
Which reminds me, I need to. Do you have any paper? I forgot. I think I left my.
I have all of the paper.
Thanks button.
Would you like a notebook? Or just one piece?
Oh,
Would you
just
like it
just
lined?
need to send a letter. That's all.
I'm sorry. I was going to go into more specifics. Would you
Yeah,
like
that's
mine?
why Trixie cut her off.
Hole punched? What kind of texture would you like?
Button, just paper. Just a piece of blank paper. It's fine.
The Trixie paper. Understood.
Hey,
One single page of loose leaf.
I have my own type of paper.
Yes.
Okay then.
Raising an eyebrow at this interaction, just like, yeah, your last crew is probably just as colorful, yeah.
Yeah, if not more so.
Well, we can always use a little splash of color on a ship. Make the trips more entertaining.
Yeah. Booker shrugs and just kind of like nods along, like, all right, fair enough.
Entertaining ships make for better or more interesting stories. And memorable memories.
Indeed. Miss Button gets it.
I have
Nod, nod.
found.
Also, how do you spell all
Small
of your
solidarity.
Smolidarity.
She'll spell out her name for you.
Turns to Booker and Finn.
Booker will spell out his first and last name.
Alright. Nod, 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 nod. With every letter, there is a nod. As Button writes it down. Thank you very much for the spelling.
The spelling is also on our names. On the icons.
Button doesn't know that.
Can you not see the icons on your screen on the bottom left? I can
This
see
is
all of
Button.
this. Oh, I know,
This is Button.
I know,
Okay.
I know. I was
Okay.
breaking the fourth wall.
Gotcha. Okay. Also, I would like to ask, are you all okay with me recording any encounters and adventures we go on?
What for?
To remember them.
Everybody has to have a hobby. I am okay with it. Just write me in a good light, okay?
Nod, 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 nod.
I say I don't want something on the record. Will you not put it on the record?
If you tell me not to, I will not.
Nods and just shrugs. I can live with that.
So, how'd you guys get into spelljamming?
Oh, I have been spelljamming my entire life. I was born on top of the spelljammer, no?
Oh. How does that work?
You were born on top of a spelljammer.
Well, not on top of one, in a spelljammer, to be more precise.
In a spelljammer.
That is correct. Looks at Trixie. Well, you see, when a mommy plant and a daddy plant get to meet together, they decide to what's
That's not
called
what I-
pollination.
That's not what I meant. But thanks for the clarification.
It is my pleasure.
So, was your family spelljammers?
That can't be right. Hold up. Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
Are
No, I.
spelljammers?
I guess you could say my father was an archdruid. He was doing some experimentations on plants. And he gave me the basis of life. And then, while I was shifting in the sea with my archdruid, I ran into contact with Lady Demeter, and she gave me the rest of my sentience.
Oh. And you have just been spelljamming the entire time.
That is correct.
Were you taught by them?
I just kind of learned as I went about. I guess I never officially learned how to do anything, but I can hold my own, same as the rest of you.
Experience is a very good educator.
I just rolled to see how many years older I am because of the astral drifter thing. So Liliana is. Oh, man. You. Oh, wait, no. You are 20 years older. Yeah, I am 80 years older than I look.
Damn.
Holy
You look
shit.
great.
Plants, right?
You look great for your age. You got some quality.
So
I mean,
Lily
like-
has been alive slash jamming for I guess that long, or we can just nix that part out.
It could be have been
We are
plant.
going to nix that out. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's
okay.
going to exactly be 80 years. We're still gonna have to sit down and have a conversation.
We can always just nix it out. I'm fine with canceling just that part of the background out.
I mean, it could be that she aged 80 years in a shorter amount of time.
Should be like 80
Hey,
months.
hey. Let the DM handle that when the DM can handle that, okay? I have thoughts, I have
Stop messing with
plans.
this character's lore. It's my lore.
And what about you guys? How did you get into spelljamming?
Ooh, we should all surround Finn.
Finn's eyes get very narrow. He looks around. I'm here for one reason and one reason only. To make the best beholder omelet the world's ever seen!
Light golf clap from Booker.
Light golf clap from Lily too.
Trixie's lower arms will do a light golf clap to join. Well,
And
whenever
Nod
you make
returns
it,
to cooking.
whenever you make it, I gotta try it. I call dibs.
Nobody tell them that beholders do not lay eggs, no?
I googled it, it says they lay 1 to 4 every year.
Holy fuck.
What's Google?
What the fuck is Google?
Scry, what's it? Portent? No, not portent. What is it?
Right.
I don't think it's exactly
Augury?
scrying.
Ask the
Augury.
gods.
There you go. Augury. That's what I was thinking.
I'm going to make a campaign one day where Augury is consulting the internet.
I'm gonna make the internet a deity.
Oh no.
Yikes. Google is a deity.
There are the trolls. Depends on the mood the internet is in at that time.
This
You
is
just-
some lore.
Have like Micken has kind of trailed behind the group and sat down at one of the tables. He's been very quiet this whole time, just kind of listening, nervously, like fingers tips tapping together. And then you say that, and he leans forward just a little bit, like to see around the edge, like the corner of the galley, and look at Finn. Why would you want to eat one of those things?
Not a live beholder.
I don't. He just looks more concerned and more confused. Don't think that.
Have you seen the size of those eggs?
No, but
Great omelets. Great omelets.
I don't think they taste very good.
Have
And
you
you-
had one?
Probably die trying to get one.
That's half the battle.
That is why it is a goal, no? It is good to have ambition.
More concern. But he feels he's getting ganged up on now and just goes silent. He's not winning this conversation. Just looks at Trixie and Button nervously and then is like, okay.
Trixie will pat his shoulder with one of her arms and be like, teach their own, Micken. Teach their own.
It's very weird. Okay. Does the attention shift towards Booker?
Booker, like, waiting there, hoping everyone would silently move on. And then they all look towards him, and he shrugs and just goes, well, came up here a while back with some... He kind of wipes his nose. Friends and family. And we parted ways on unpleasant terms. And I haven't seen him since. And I've been looking for him for a few years now.
Have you ever told Liliana?
So if you read that message I sent you, he would have told Liliana and Finn a little bit more than what he just said. And he also would have very explicitly said, I don't like talking about it. And if ever questions were asked directly about it, he would very, very quickly like change the subject or just leave the room. He has been very clear, like, with them, like, I will tell you this, but beyond that, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. So Lily like raises her finger and then realizes the conversation, just lowers it back down a little.
But haven't really been spelljamming all that long. Spelljammed a little bit with that group. Maybe year and a couple months. And then I'm in spelljamming with this group for about the same amount of time.
Trixie, who is taking up a seat and is doing the leaning against, like, on the two back legs again, with her feet on the table, kind of looks to Booker, turning, like, I imagine she's kind of upside down, like her head looking at him. And she said, "Oh well, I hope you find who you're looking for. It's not great when people go missing, you know."
He smiles and nods and does like a half bow at the waist, and just goes, "Well, thank you kindly. I hope I find him too. 'Tis a shame when people go missing."
Well, on that note,
You cut out, Piper.
I said, well, on that note, let us go.
You cut out at the last word, but I
Let
got
us
hung
go.
up on lettuce.
Are you making a potential at me, Buster? I said, let us go see where the captain intends to sail to next.
I think you might have missed that part of the conversation. She's pointing y'all towards Brawl.
I did miss that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So... Amy is AFK. Damn it. And everybody got their short rest in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, as the conversation seems to start to wane a little bit, the familiar feeling of a spelljammer moving rapidly through space has kind of enveloped all of you. As soon as you got far enough away from the planet, Flapjack launched the Lady Luck into full speed. But you all can feel... You've been out in space for about 45 minutes, an hour now. You all can feel the sudden drag of the ship slowing. You all know that the only reasons that Spelljammers slow, unless it's a choice from the Spelljammer themselves, is because you are either near a very large body or near another ship that is large enough to slow, to pull on the gravity. And as you all feel the sudden drag of the ship as it starts to slow, you see the captain immediately step out of the spelljamming room. And she's got a very kind of sour look on her face. And just kind of like snaps once at all of you and starts making her way up the stairs onto the upper deck.
Making away.
Making our way up deck. Fast.
And then move this here. And I do apologize, you guys are going to have a lot of large maps over the next couple of sessions. Be prepared for all the scrolling.
That's fine.
Here we go. So as you all slowly, like one after the other, make your way up onto the upper decks behind the captain, you can see out over the stern of the ship a vessel that seems to be rapidly approaching. And it is unfamiliar to Booker, Liliana, and Finn. However, for Trixie and Button, the two of you have seen a vessel that looks very similar, with giant green sails jutting out of either side that look almost like wings for a moth. And a very faint luster to the hull and reaching out over these magically filled wings that all of you can roll me an Arcana.
Ooh. That's a nat 16 for 22.
And I will show you what it looks like here.
Wait,
Ooh.
that's... Something's wrong with this sheet. That's not a possible roll for me. I have a +6.
That is strange. Just roll a d20 then.
Okay. So 19.
Okay. And a roll from Lily.
Oh,
Oh,
Finn, you clicked the perception roll die.
No, I know it says that, but I didn't. Because I definitely clicked Arcana.
15.
15. Okay, so Booker and Finn, as you're kind of looking out at this ship that's very rapidly approaching, you can see a faint magic gleam that covers the hull of the ship and the wings, and it's a all too familiar orange luster. And
Orange, you say?
yeah, orange.
It's the worms.
And as the ship kind of comes into full view and you can see the wings of the ship fully, you just hear let me see where you guys landed. It looks like Booker would be the closest. You hear just a muttering under her breath about astral elves.
Ah, shit. Do I know anything about astral elves?
You can roll me a history
History?
or
Religion?
or religion. Yeah. You don't get
I
either
am
of them at
better at
advantage.
religion. This is fine. 17.
So, you have been spelljamming enough to know that there is some strange kind of bias that you've seen regarding astral elves through all of realm space. To anybody that has stayed in, or anybody who is actively a spelljammer and is flying around, and you never really figured where exactly it was from. And nobody that you have asked seems to quite know why there's this bias against the astral elves, but they all seem to kind of agree that there is some reason that astral elves need to be a concern. Though every astral elf you've ever met, because you have met a handful, not many, and every astral elf you've ever met have been just normal people as far as you're aware. And you have heard rumors, though. You're not quite sure if it's actual just sailor tall tales, or if there's something behind them But you have heard that astral elves are connected to some god further out, away from realm space. That is... You're not quite sure if it's dangerous, or evil, or just a history of being kind of warlike or something. But it's all just very, very vague to you. You've not heard much, and you're not quite sure where the truth, if there is any, lies and all of that.
Okay, so this is not explicitly bad news. It could be. We just don't know yet.
And
Well,
let me prep a few things. You guys have moved a little bit further than I was anticipating. But you guys can talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
hey, what's up? I'm talking here. I thought that was funny.
We need the Amy to come back. Okay. So as you hear the captain kind of mutter under her breath about astral elves, and you're looking out over the side of the ship towards this other ship that's rapidly approaching, you can see outlines over the railing of the other ship, and it is a large crew. The ship itself is probably twice the length of the Lady Luck, and an extra floor underneath even. And you can all generally have the awareness of Spelljammers either through experience or through classes, or through just listening to Micken ramble about ships on occasion, to know that a ship of that size has at least a dozen, if not a few more, in its crew if it is fully crewed.
Oh boy.
And Elena just watches for a second and glances towards the rest of you. Not exactly sure I really want to be dealing with them after everything.
Do they look like they intend to board, Captain?
Let me see what her perception is. Yeah. Where is your stat block, ma'am? I have too many stat blocks on my screen. There it is. She kind of squints, and the ship is still a little ways out there. And she shakes her head slightly. Can't really say if I can't really say from this distance. But y'all seeing that glow?
Nod.
Remind
I
you
see it.
anything?
Just nod again.
And she kind of like looks around the ship. Well, know y'all had a handful of a day already. Near as I can tell, we got 3 options: try to run, try to talk, or try to fight.
Well, we do not know if they mean. See if they just really passed us by, no?
You were still cutting out really hard, Piper. I'm assuming you're saying that you're wanting to just
Wait
wait.
and see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Give it to
Can
me.
we all see that it has that orange glow?
In the time it has taken, you all, now that it's been pointed out, if you all kind of like squint and focus a little bit, you can very faintly see that orange kind of sheen. It's almost iridescent, so it's not like it's a glowing orange beacon, but it does look like a similar power is on or in the ship.
And what's the likelihood that it's infected with whatever was on that planet?
Are you asking the captain?
Yeah, oh, in general to everyone.
She kind of gives a slight shrug with one shoulder, and you see that her hand has kind of shifted to just rest on her scimitar. Well, I ain't seen that orange glow like that really outside of 1 or 2 places, never with those vines. Generally, a ship shouldn't be glowing like that, not unless they're about to charge something up, but that's usually just the ships from the things like beholders. That's not a beholder ship.
No, it ain't.
I think we should take defensive positions and wait to see if they pass us by then.
I I don't know if I really have a say in all this, not being part of the crew and all. But as much as I think we could handle ourselves in a fight if it came down to it, I mean, we ran from the planet because it got infected by whatever that was. So I say maybe run.
Go to run. If they mean us no harm, they won't chase.
Trixie points to Booker in an agreement.
I'm fine returning too, of course.
Okay. Do you need a recap real fast, Amy? Amy? Do you live?
Not quite.
Well, we haven't heard from Finn.
I mean, Finn is like, whatever.
Very useful.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Hi.
I mean, Finn is not a fighter, so Finn would prefer to run if it's between run or fight. If those are the 2 options.
What is the situation?
So I'll let you see.
Yeah.
You guys have been flying for a bit, and the ship suddenly slows, and this ship is coming towards you pretty
What the
quickly,
fuck?
and it has a orange iridescent kind of glow or shimmer over the hull and the sails, which are the wings.
Yeah, that's bad. Okay.
And which is a orange glow that all of you are unfortunately familiar with.
Oh, that shit's infected.
And so
Yeah. So the choice.
That's
Sorry,
what
go
I
ahead.
was saying.
and
So right.
Elena has implied something about astral elves. None of you really know a whole bunch about astral elves, other than there's something held against them and there's rumors about them. And so Elena is just like, you essentially all the options she can see is run, fight, or try to talk.
And we have 2 votes run, 1 vote for running or talking, and 1 vote running or talking. None of us really want to fight because we're all kind of in the position of, well, we kind of just dealt with fighting them, as Trixie had said.
And
Here's the
Micken has
thing.
also this through various means of expertise, of like experience, of being in classes, of listening to Micken, all of you are aware the ship this size, it's nearly twice the size of the Lady Luck, would have, if it's fully crewed, at least a dozen people on it.
That's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. That's like a bare bones, only
Skeleton
necessary crew. Yeah.
So possibly a lot more.
And did Micken say that just now, or
Well,
we all just know that?
You all know that
He
because,
informed us.
yeah,
Okay.
either you've been around enough Spelljammers that you've seen that and you know the size of the crew. If you've graduated from the academy, you would have had classes, or if you like graduated from the academy and wouldn't be the type to listen to those classes and have listened to Micken just ramble, you would have kind of know.
In that case, I guess we're gonna run. But in the case that they do try to board us, I think we should prepare defenses regardless.
Well, if you would like to run, this would be a good moment for all of you to pull up the Ladybug ship Google Doc. It has your stats on it for it.
Oh. Well, doch.
And that has the weapons. You have exactly 2 weapons, one at the fore, one at the aft. And the special ability of the Ladybug ship is the Armored Wings, which would increase the AC, but it slows your ship down.
Ooh.
Leave them open.
Yeah, that drops our speed by a lot.
We gotta run. You know, alright. Fucking Mr. Flapjack. Run like the fucking wind. I hope you got spell slots to spare, my guy.
Sorry, you fools.
Can I just point out that in the Google Doc we have a hedgehog, a shrew, a manatee, and then an ifrit?
What? The ships
I don't see an Ifrit.
in
A
other
rabbit.
resources.
I see
A
it.
hedgehog, a rabbit, a shrew, and a manatee.
You might be the Ifrit then.
Am I the Ifrit?
Sorry. Continue.
So,
Okay. Oh, we gotta
We
look
run
at
in
the
wings
fucking-
open.
The crew thingies, right? Where are those again?
so should the ship go into full combat, we will try to the specialized combat expanded thing again.
Okay.
One action to load, aim, and then fire. So 3 people to a gun,
Yep.
Yeah.
basically.
We have a Spelljammer already, so that frees up all of us, actually.
Yes. So Flapjack will remain on the spell jamming. So that remains for all the rest. First mate, bosun, medical officer, navigator, all that type of stuff. Don't really need a navigator right now. Because Flapjack and Elena know this path. They have flown Toril to Brawl and back many times over. Yes, Amy?
Nothing. Leave me alone.
You made a happy noise, so I was trying to see what you were happy about.
Listen, remember how when you first did this, I was like, oh yeah, Button can be like the emergency repair person. That'd be cool, because, you know, they're built around repairing the ship, and then they were stuck in Spelljammer's seat. And I'm like, oh shit, I can be the repair person.
That's why I gave y'all a mickin.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the
Booker's running to the aft gun. The aft gun.
Okay. So everybody can... Elena is going to take a step back in all of this. Everybody can position themselves where they are wanting to go, either the foregun or the aft gun. 4 is at the top of the ship. Aft is at the back of the ship. 3 per in general.
3 to the foregun, 4 to the aft. Because the aft, it takes 2 actions to load it. 1 to aim and 1 to fire.
We don't have enough people.
Elena
No, we
will
do.
add 1. I am letting you guys get positioned before I throw the NPC in, because she is not meant to be a particularly important NPC right now.
Okay.
So we
Do we-
need...
Well, I mean, I was on top of Booker, so.
Yeah,
Okay. I shall go to the foregun.
cool.
Question. So we don't need to worry about the wings then, right? Or the sails, essentially.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll help with the aft then.
That is
Unless
3...
there's something else I could do.
Micken to the front. Finn to the ass gun. And then we'll try to run.
Yeah. Seeing as the general consensus seems to be try to get away
Yeah, fuck
and
it.
just get the fuck out of Dodge. Elena just kind of steps back away from the 4 of the ship for a moment to lean over the railing and shout down the stairs towards Flapjack to tell him to just get the ship in gear and get them out of there. And you just hear just this very faint, aye, aye, Captain, and coming down from the lower decks. And you can see the ship start to strain and move a little bit faster. The wings seeming to expand a little bit more. The shell of the armor plating lifting just a little higher to try and get a little bit more movement in the ship. And Flapjack just starts to steer the ship away. And not turn and run directly away, but almost diagonal so that he can try to keep as much distance as possible without losing any speed. And there is a moment where the following ship does not actually seem to follow. It seems to just continue on its course. But those of you at the aft of the ship do see, after about 2 minutes, the ship slowly turn and match your trajectory, following very quickly behind.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
it
fuck
wants
every
us.
part of this.
It wants us indeed.
And I will...
This is not good. This is less than favorable.
And it does not take much. Let me see here. Double check this real fast. it doesn't take very long for all of you to realize that this ship, though it is not seeming to gain on the lady, it is able to keep pace. And so it is not falling far enough behind for the lady to try and escape the gravity pull. So, let me see here. Who wants to grab what roles from the expanded officer roles?
I
Oh,
won't
shit.
opinion.
There a medic roll?
Yes,
There's
there
a
is.
medic roll.
There is a
Taking
medical
it.
officer.
I call bosun.
I will take first mate.
Okay. Right.
And it,
Spelljammer is being taken by Flapjack right now. And we can't have multiple in one of these.
Where is that list again? Which section?
It's in the resources.
Resources?
officer rolls.
No, it's,
Or, I'm
it's,
sorry,
it's
the
rules.
I'm sorry, rules, not resources.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
I lied to you.
You lie to
I-
Iris?
I lied
And
to
it's
Iris.
the expanded rules, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the second one.
Got it.
Yeah, so not the first one, right?
No, not the first one.
Okay.
I guess full speed or first mate.
Okay, so we got 2 first mates, a bosun, a medical officer, Trixie.
Let's see. Trying to remember all these.
I mean, you can grab just about any of them except for the Spelljammer.
Okay. I guess navigator.
Okay. So,
Does Navigator...
Would that help here at all?
let me double
Or do
check
you
for
move it?
things.
Or special.
Because if not, I'll take bosun.
I mean, the coordinate, tack, take aim stuff, might. You're not going to be able to use coordinate movement, really.
Well, we're trying to run, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd prefer to take bosun then.
Okay. 2 bosuns,
We've
2
got
first
2
mates,
bosuns.
and a medical officer. Okay. So, let me double check. These stat blocks really fast. Okay. So, where's the clock? There's the clock. Everybody can roll me an initiative really fast.
Big money? That is money.
That's average money.
Yeah, that is $1.
I got 90 cents, so you did better than me.
18.
Oh no. For every dollar I make, a woman makes 90 cents.
This is capitalism, baby.
Trixie has 16. Liliana has a 9. Has a 5.
I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Button's not very good at initiative, is what I'm learning. pretty sure for the past few sessions, Button has not rolled above a 4. Oh boy.
Let's see here. What's your roll? Come on, Dice app, work with me. Thank you. There you are. That's 16.
Booker just appeared from the initiative.
Hmm?
Oh, bye, Booker.
What is his initiative? Just added him.
10.
10.
$1.
You have an initiative. You rolled a 16.
Ben's was 18.
Alright, guys. It's time for Button, Trixie, and Micken to prove themselves to be worthy to be on this crew.
Oh no. Flapjack. Nat one.
Bruh.
And then we're just going
Not
to
Flapjack.
let's see. We're just gonna use a
Yeah,
Taylor
maybe we should
token.
have a navigator just to swap their initiative with Flapjack.
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
what are
it's
you
just a
doing
thing
here?
you can see. So,
Taylor is serving as the NPC, so I don't have to go find other tokens.
You traitor.
Taylor.
No, it's just Taylor's trying to catch up. We accidentally left her behind. She wants to meet up with the crew.
Swimming, doing a breaststroke in space. You guys!
Wait for me!
I'm just oh god, the enemy is Taylor. Psychological damage.
Well, I guess that works out in y'all's favor to some extent. 2 of them roll really good, 2 of them roll really bad.
Will you put me on there?
You're not on there? I see
No.
you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Here. What's your initial? 18?
18.
Then there's actually one more who gets a 16. Okay. Alright, so first one up is the enemy Spelljammer, who is going to... Let's see your shit here.
So many Taylors.
Spend a spell slot to use its thrusters to try and start catching up. And so you see a kind of wave of magic go over this astral moth. That's the name of the ship, or this type of ship. So I don't just have to keep calling it vague things. You see this wave of magic go over the astral moth, and the wings to either side stretch just a little further and seem to almost pick up more of the astral wind around, and it starts to close the gap. Not super quickly, but far faster than is necessarily comfortable. Then it is your turn. You can use one of the actions within the expanded officer stuff, or you can use your action to start prepping the weapon.
I'm going to, since I'm going first, use the take aim action.
Okay.
So aid in one of the aiming of the ship's weapons. I assume the one I'm closest to. It gains advantage on the next attack roll.
Okay. So you'll spend one of the actions that is required for this aft mangonel. So it still needs 3 more actions to finish its shot. This one's time to go. And that is the first mate on that crew who is here. And he will start to load the weapon. This one will fire the weapon. So, let's see how good the damage on this is going to be. And whoever wants to volunteer to keep track of your hit points, you can either do that in the Google Doc if you want. I think you have editing stuff. Maybe not.
We have the Roll20 note that I already updated.
Yes. Amy is volunteering. That is what I just heard.
Lore keeper Amy.
I'm sorry, I just saw the thing and I was like, oh yeah, we have the thing.
So, let us see. It will do a 15 to hit, and I believe your AC, as it is not armored right now, will hit. AC of 14 for the ship. And it will do a mini points of damage. $19 points of damage
Yike.
as you see a ballista bolt streak out from the front of this astral moth and shoot across the narrowing gap behind you and lodge itself into the rear of the ship in the lower decks, missing the upper decks and all of you, but hitting the ship square on. Micken will use his action to he can go ahead and prep this just in case, so he will use his action to help with the ballista so that it is prepped if we move into a position where it can be fired. Trixie, it's your turn.
I will get the speeds going. Was
Please.
it? Oh,
Please.
yeah. The unfurling the what is it? The sails or whatever.
Position 1, I assume.
Yes, that one.
Plus 15 feet, minus 45-degree angle change.
Okay. Plus 15 feet. Okay. As you do that, you can feel the ship start to move just a little bit faster, and the ship behind you seems to lose a little bit of ground. It's still gaining, but not nearly as fast. Booker, your turn.
I'm going to use the full speed ahead action. So roll a d6, multiply by 5, and add that to the ship's total speed.
Okay, roll your d6.
Check it out.
Another 15.
And you now see that the ship seems to be matching speed with the Astral Moth once again. It's not gaining anymore, but it's also not quite pulling away.
Flapjack.
Lily.
Flapjack, please.
Okay. Lillian. In which I roll a d6, multiply it by 5, and then our Spelljammer can go by an additional amount when they move.
so they can move
Hey.
30 feet.
Let's fucking get the fuck out of Dodge. Let's go.
As the three of you just scramble, Trixie scrambling for the sails, and Lily and Booker moving and untying a few ropes here and there, even tossing over one or two extra empty barrels that are not necessarily needed. We're being kept around in the hopes of something being in them eventually. And the ship lightens just a little bit. You can see that it's starting to gain and move further and further away from the astral moth. But the moth itself is trying to maintain its pursuit. This one. You see a faint glow on the deck of the ship. However, nothing seems to happen. Button.
Emergency repairs.
Okay.
Quickly make repairs to the ship using whatever materials are available. Gains 2d10 temporary hit points. 18. Button, like any floorboards or pieces of wood that got splintered from the impact, Button is just fucking tying rope to them, pushing them back in.
Just hear the panicked tick 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 of metal feet on wood as she goes racing down the stairs. And the Finn, I believe, is the only one that is still at the very back of the ship at the moment. You can just kind of look over and you see the ballista bolt that was sticking out of the back of the Lady Luck just like tunk out and just go floating away as Button pushes it out to try and start repairing the hole.
Yeet.
And this one. Ta-da. Okay. You are starting to outpace the ship. However, let us see if you continue to do so. That's a 6. As one of the crew, you see the astral moth behind you, a few things just go flying off the deck in a very similar fashion to Booker and Lily just tossing a couple of empty barrels. And it starts to keep pace once again.
Bitch.
And Flapjack. Okay. Let's see what type of spells you're working with, my friend. Not great.
Flapjack, come on.
He
Thrusters.
will use one of his spell slots that he has, which are not a lot, for thrusters. And you feel a magic hum through the ship, starting from the lower decks and racing up the sides. And as Flap is magic into the ship, so the very silver lining at the edge of the ceramic armor glows a very faint purplish color as the ladybug just pushes forward and you're starting to outpace once again. However, let's see what their Spelljammer is about to do.
I'm just so curious. What is the ladybug's speed at this moment?
A lot more. It's 50 plus 30 plus another
Plus 15.
15. Yeah.
Plus
Quite-
another 30. It's fast as fuck.
It's trying. You know that if the wings were actually flapping, you would just have that like bumblebee buzz would be happening right now. Where is your shit? There it is. Whew. Okay. The Astral Moth is going to try and pick up speed again. It is still not quite matching pace, but it is very close behind. Still fading, a little further, trailing a little bit. As Finn, it comes to your turn again. You can continue to try and prep this solo prep this mangonel if you would like.
Were any crew hurt during the?
No.
Okay. Then yeah, I suppose I'll continue to solo prep. So I've took aim. Do I take aim again? Or
Yeah, you could just keep saying you take aim, and I'll be 2 of the 4 actions required to fire it.
perfect. Take an aim again.
This one will finish prepping that as you see the glowing that has been coming from the deck of the Astral Moth behind you all of a sudden comes streaking out, and you realize that there is probably a trebuchet type device of some sort on this ship. And a lob of glowing orange starts to sail towards the ladybug. Alright, let's see here. Oh, you guys are lucky. That was in that one. Whew. And it
skill.
goes streaking past and goes wide, and those of you to the right hand side of the ship can see what looks to be almost a crystal dart of that same orange crystal streak past the ship and just keep going, floating through wild space. This one will prep the ballista, will not be able to fire it. Micken will do second action to prep this ballista up front. Trixie.
Since I don't need to change positions again, I will brace for impact.
Okay.
Just in case.
Right. Booker.
Do I roll it now or no?
Just keep in mind that for this next round you have brace for impact, so should you need to roll it, you can roll it at that time.
Gotcha.
So, if I'm reading this correctly, we can't benefit from full speed ahead more than once, right?
Yeah, since there's 2 of you, like, you've both done your once.
Gotcha. So, if I do it again, it would reapply it and choose the higher?
Yes, so if you roll higher than you did last time, which was a 3, it'll bump it a little bit higher.
I'm tempted to try and go for a higher boost. Or just use an action loading the gun. I'm just gonna go for a better roll. And hopefully...
Nope.
You're maintaining it.
That's fine.
Oops.
We're talking about
Damn
full
it.
speed ahead, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's only for 1 round, so you'd have to retoggle it, right?
Let me reread this really fast. Ship has already benefiting.
It can only apply from 1 full speed ahead at a time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Since I was letting you both be first mate, I'm letting you both to have it.
Okay, no arguments here.
But you already have the max from your D6, so you're not going to be able to boost it any faster.
I was trying to get up to a D6 as well, and Dice said no.
I understand. Well, since I can't further boost it, I am going to motivate the crew.
Okay.
So, before the start of my next turn, I can add it to a number to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
All right.
Because next turn we got a shot coming up, right?
True.
Or do we not?
What do you mean we got a shot coming up?
One of our actions, right? One of our shooting.
No, we
McShooties.
haven't. I haven't loaded it.
Yeah, so
I will load it then. I'll load it.
the gun that we're at, the aft gun has to take 4 actions, and Finn has done it twice. So it still takes 2 more actions before it shoots. Like the 4th action would be the shot.
Okay. I will take the 3rd action then.
Okay, so that is 1 shot. Whoever touches it next can shoot it. It is now their turn. And that is going to fire. Another ballista bolt comes streaking from the astral moth. And that will be a total of 15 again to hit. This time, it's not just aiming at the very rear. Seeing crew scrambling around, it's been tilted up to skim along the deck. So, what are the ACs of Trixie, Lily, Booker, and Finn?
Booker is AC 16.
Lily?
Major armor is what? It's 13 plus my dex, so it's 15.
15. Trixie?
You can't hear her, but she says 18.
18. Finn?
Wait, what was the question?
What's your AC?
Great question. Where is that on the sheet again? Main stats?
Over there.
Yeah, it's your first,
Oh wait, my D&D Beyond has it right here. It's 16.
16. Right, so it meets all of these 16s.
Fuck.
So, the ship itself, Amy,
Mm-hmm.
will take 23 damage.
Okay.
Brace for impact.
So wait, hold on. Oh yeah. Okay, so what would go first? Because it has emergency repairs, which is temp HP. So would brace for impact go first?
Yeah, brace for impact would go first.
Okay. So roll that 2d10, Iris. Minus 17. God damn. Okay, so it's 23 damage minus 17.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
8.
23 minus 17 is 6.
Wait, you're right. I'm fucking
So,
drunk.
The ship will
Okay,
take
and then-
6 damage and will come from that temp HP first.
Okay, yeah.
And then,
So the temp HP is now...
as it's skimming along the top of the deck, Booker will take 7, Finn will take 7, and Lily will take 9. As this ballista just comes streaking by, hitting all of you and lodging itself into the wall between the upper and mid deck.
Oh, is that the bastard? One in my life.
Button, it is your turn.
Would emergency players replenish that temp HP?
It would replace, essentially.
Replace?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I should do brace for impact, actually.
Do it.
It's damage reduction either way. So yeah, I'll do brace for
Still
impact.
can't hear you, Iris.
As long as we do both, we're fine.
Yeah. we still have some temp HP left.
Okay,
rather-
I see what you're saying. So we'll swap it.
Yeah.
Because we have more
so,
hits. Yeah, okay.
So we have 12 temp HP, so I'll do Brace for Impact.
Okay. Brace for impact. And then it is their turn. They will, again, you see an orange glow starting on the deck.
Oh no.
It's Slapjack's turn. He will use his another spell slot. Come on, Flapjack.
Please don't tell me he's a warlock.
Come on, Flat.
No, he's just a really low-level NPC from Wizards.
Come on,
Which is
Flat.
worse than a warlock.
I swear to
Come
God,
on,
if he runs
Flat.
out of spell
And
slots,
what's that
he's
supposed to mean?
Exactly what it sounds like.
If he
There
runs
is
out of spell
nothing.
slots, Button's taking over.
There's nothing wrong with
I really
Button or
want Button to
Micken
be
are
like,
taking over.
This is classist.
The ship continues as fast as it is able to go, essentially, at this point. Unless somebody else has a different way of boosting it, which I think the only one that has a chance of doing that is if Joe manages to roll higher than a 3.
I can do it.
50-50, right?
For funsies, I want to calculate the speed.
The Astral Moth will stay at the same speed because it cannot go any faster as it uses another spell slot to keep the thrusters going. Finn, would you like to shoot? Because there's only...
Yes, it's time. What do I roll for that?
Alright, so you are at the aft mangonel. So you'll roll a d20 at advantage because you have been using Take Aim. And it'll be a +5 to hit. Oh, that's a nat
Damn.
20.
Let's
Okay.
fucking go.
So,
Fucking go.
as with the standard of how we roll nat 20s with this group, that is 50 damage base, plus another 5d10.
Oof.
So I rolled the 5d10.
Yes, roll the 5d10. 16, 66 damage. Ooh, that takes a healthy
is-
chunk.
That is a worthless set of 10s, but the crit, thank God.
The crit saves it.
Okay, so you launch the mangonel and it shoots out. It's, well, let me double check the mangonel. I believe it is essentially like little mini cannons, some mini trebuchet. The cannonball essentially goes launching out of this mangonel and races back towards the Astral Moth. Are you trying to hit the ship alone, or are you trying to hit the deck?
I mean, I think I'd be trying to take out, like, people, so probably the deck.
Okay, let me see their stuff. With the nat 20, you're gonna hit everybody, but...
All I can hear in my head is the cannonball hits and the was it the Star Wars ah the minions dying.
You see the faint glow that was on the deck seem to sputter out.
Well, that's good.
Hey.
Probably.
It is their turn.
Did you knock out the fucking
Prep.
trebuchet crew?
And the ballista will fire again. Here we go. Ooh, okay, that'll definitely hit with a 19. For 11 damage.
To the ship?
Yes, to the ship.
Okay, brace for impact.
Okay.
Oop. That's 1 damage.
Off the temp HP.
Yep.
Let's go.
We're keeping Trixie and Button and proving their fucking worth right now.
Micken will finish last round for this. It's fully loaded. He's not going to be able to shoot it though. So, what's your
Turn around,
range?
go on the offensive.
It's ready to fire.
It's ready
All
to
right,
fire.
Flapjack, drift. We're going 155 feet around, by the way, guys. I did the math.
Let me double check if this does anything for him. Nope, not yet. He's too low level.
Isn't that about as fast as Swamp Cat?
Yeah.
Gun is ready to fire on a moment's notice. Micken doesn't have anything useful in his spell slots right now because you guys are a little too far away. Trixie, it's your turn.
A little too far.
I can brace for impact now, and then swap off, right?
Yeah, I just did my brace for impact and it got used.
Okay, so yeah, I'll brace for impact.
Okay. Booker?
I am going to do. We have one action to load and then one to fire for the gun. No, because we just fired.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So it needs 4
I'm rolling
actions
another
sunk
d6.
into it.
I'm gonna roll better than a 3 this time.
You
Yes.
did.
Hey!
10 more feet. Let's go.
10 more feet, let's go! 165 feet!
Booker, you
Piper.
go running
sorry.
and manage to flick off a couple more ropes from various harnesses, and you can feel and hear the ship just kind of groan around you as it moves even a little bit faster. And you start to pull away from the astral moth again. Liliana, it's your turn.
I'll do the load thing.
Okay. We have
Load gun.
one action into the back. Their turn. You see a faint orange glow starting on the astral moth again. Button.
Already did a... So Trixie already has a brace for impact. Already in there already. That gun's already fully loaded, but we can't fire it because wrong direction.
You can go try to help put another action into the back one. You can try
That's true. Can I
putting
reach?
in new HP.
I could. Okay, we have 11 temp HP at the moment. It's a 2d10.
I thought we had 10.
We have 11. We had 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have 11 temp HP at the moment. Which I think is okay for now, because it's going to be like a 2d10. Chances are, won't pass that.
Seems good.
Yeah, so button is going to go whoop, tap, 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 slide. Time to help load.
Okay, 2 actions into the back. And this. The faint orange glow comes rocketing off of the ship again as they try to hit you once more. And that's a nat 20.
Ah, fuck.
Bitch.
Let me see here. Whew. I am sorry.
Our poor ship. We just got her.
That is a total of 97 damage to the ship.
Oh, shh.
Okay, well that's minus 11, and we have a brace for impact. Wait, hold on. We have a brace for impact. Roll the brace for impact. We're gonna try to mitigate as much of this as we can. Okay, what was it? A 97?
Yes, 97 minus 13.
Minus 13. Okay, minus 11. Okay, that's 73 to the actual damage of the ship.
Oh.
Still really
And
bad.
As this crystal orange spike comes streaking through wild space and crashes into the center of the upper deck. Everybody's on the deck. I'm going to need a con save from everybody.
Ah, shit.
That is one of my worst saves.
Why can't I roll?
I'll see you at the bottom.
I'm pretty happy with a 20.
Button and Booker aren't having a good time. I feel like this is gonna be a common fucking theme.
What privilege looks like, Finn.
Lily, I need a con
I'm
save.
coming.
Okay.
I know I'm coming.
And Micken also fails this. Poor boy.
Finn is like, I've had fucking spices hotter than this shit.
Yep.
Holy shit!
Nat 20.
I'll take it.
Damn it.
This is
That's
discrimination.
so good.
Okay.
Our names give alliteration. It's discrimination.
Button, Booker, and Micken, because Captain saves, will take... see here. How much did you heal, my boy? Not enough.
He got healed after the end of the last session and in the
Yeah,
beginning
he
of
should
this session.
have. He should have had enough to heal before.
The boy
Yeah.
has 20 HP.
Like Max?
Yeah.
Yes, he's
Oh,
only level
okay.
3.
Yeah,
He
he's
is-
not.
he
He's
is
underleveled.
Did you let him
One
eat
of
my
the
food?
tiniest, smallest
No,
peanuts.
no. His max is 20, I think.
Yes, his max is 20 because he is a wizard at level 3.
Yeah,
He is a
he's
small
I forgot.
peanut.
I forgot he was underleveled.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Tiny peanut man.
As this orange crystalline dart comes crashing down into the ship, a wave of energy just blasts outward from it and hits everybody. Booker, Button, and Micken take 19 points of damage as
Fuck with-
force
Ow.
rolls over all of you.
Ouch.
Micken is down.
He's down.
Yep. He only had 18 points healed right now.
Didn't he short rest?
He did.
He got healed before. My
It's
boy!
fine.
My
He's
boy!
And you can see that though the shard does not seem to grow at all, it seems to almost instantly shatter as it hits and the force is released. In little shards of the crystal go rolling into the cracks and crevices of the upper deck.
Oh, hell no.
Flapjack. I'm gonna use one of his last spell slots and keep the ship going. Guys are still slowly inching away. The Astromoth does not seem to be able to try and catch up really, but they seem to be determined to do as much damage as they can. You all figure that there is probably meta knowledge around left before you're able to move far enough away to fully escape the gravitational pull. Finn, it is your turn.
Did we say that mending heals the ship? Is that a thing
Yes.
I remember?
Yes,
Yeah.
mending
Okay.
does fix the ship.
Okay, well then, as my action, I'm gonna cast Mending on the ship.
Believe that does 10 HP fix.
It's a flat 10.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, I mean, is anyone like devastatingly low?
Well, I mean, Micken
Uh,
is down and
well, I mean,
now going to
I
have to
wa-
do death saving rolls.
What I'm trying to decide is, do I stabilize Micken, or is someone else?
Stabilize Micken. I'm fine.
Okay.
I mean, like, not fine,
so,
but I'm fine.
Okay, so then is this a 10 to officer injuries then? Is he considered an officer?
Yeah. Just for the sake
Okay.
of this. Like, essentially, I'm going to vaguely say that named NPCs will be considered officers for the sake of these rules.
Kidding anyway, because that is another action, so I will instead use a bonus action to do Healing Word on him.
Okay. Roll your healing.
So I'm going to cast it at 2nd level, so that's 2d4 plus 7. So that's 14 hit points.
Almost back to full health again.
You're welcome, Micken buddy.
Micken's on a
How
roller
much
coaster.
Wait. How much was the total loss
For Micken? 19?
for
18?
after the thing? Because how negative was Micken from like being instantly gibbed?
He only took 1 point of damage over.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Okay.
took 19 damage, but he had 18 health.
gotcha.
Yeah, no, he was almost full health. Not quite there, though. Alright. Their turn. That one is going to prep. This one is going to fire another ballista round at this. Yeah. That's a 16 to hit. For 14 total damage.
On the bad news, we have lost 14 more health. On the slightly good news, we're at 169.
As
Nice boy.
the ballista lodges itself into the lower deck, poking yet another hole in the ship. And Micken will kind of stumble up, start to shake himself as he is healed, and you get just like a vague thankful wave, Finn, as he realizes what happened, but then seeing the various shattered shards of this crystal scattered across the deck, he will very quickly begin to use his calculated suspension, which allows him to start levitating objects off the ground, and he will start to levitate these shards out of the cracks and crevices of the ship. They're just floating about a foot off of the ship, but you see him kind of lifting his hands and twisting them, and almost like he's individually picking each one up, but it's lifting into the air and just hovering there, so it's no longer in the ship at the very least.
Okay, so he took care of that. Good.
He's working on it.
He's working on it, yeah.
Trixie, it is your turn.
So these crystals, are they doing anything? Like, they're not moving themselves, right?
Roll an Arcana.
I'm not the person for this.
Give it a try. Let's see.
Well, it's a wide box.
That's as good as it's gonna get.
Glowy crystal bad.
Yeah, I just like I'm laughing because of your comment, Amy, of like, well, that's a line box. I'm glad I'm not the only one that's like waiting for it to load in. I'm like, well, that's a big box. That should be good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's double digits at least.
Yeah, you're looking at it, and you can see the crystal is still glowing, even though it has been shattered, and you're just like, yeah, glowy crystals have not been historically good for us today.
Okay. Button, I'm gonna trust you here. Since Micken is getting them out of the crevices and kind of lifting them a bit, I'm just gonna try and arm swipe them off the deck. Like, try and scoot it all together and push it away.
The ones he is lifting up and trying to get them off, or are you trying to go digging for ones he has not gotten yet?
No, like as he lifts them up, I want to get them off the deck so they don't infect the ship or people or anything. Because that's kind of the concern right now.
Gotcha. So, you moving around, you're pretty fast. You have a decent movement. And you're going for the ones he has already lifted out of the ship, which means that you don't have any issue trying to swipe at them. And you can use your action. You will knock off all of the crystals that he has lifted thus far.
Mm.
There are still some that he is trying to go after, but he's not had a chance to really get to them as of yet.
Okay. Basically, we're working on that together.
Yep.
The ship has enough HP right now.
Booker?
Hopefully.
How far away is the moth ship?
It is right kind of at the end of your range with the Ming and L. So it's out there around 600-700 feet, and it's drifting further and further away.
Okay, then can I help Trixie and Micken?
Sure. If you'd like to use your action for that, you can start trying to either dig for the crystals that Micken has not gotten yet, or help Trixie wait until he lifts them out.
I do wonder what happens if I grab one with my bare hand.
Would you like to find
DM,
out?
what happens if I grab one with my bare hand?
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. As you pick up one of these crystals with your bare hand, I want you to let me double check this.
Oh no.
Where is your stat block, my dude?
My stat block?
No. I am muttering to the, 15 stat blocks I have up for this session. And I am not lying when I say 15.
I do believe you.
Okay. Yes. Give me a con save.
Big money? 16. That's probably good, but maybe it won't be. Who's to
Just
say?
barely enough.
Hell
as
yeah, that's
you
what we like to call perfect.
pick the crystal up and you have it in your palm, you kind of look at it for a second, you can see the pulsing glow start, and almost immediately little tendrils begin to emerge from the crystal shard and start to try and dig into your palm. And you can see and feel it trying to start to drain your energy, but you're able to react just fast enough to toss it away.
Can I grab it? Hold on. No, I'm not going to roll a chaos roll for this. This is my toxic trait. I'm Can I grab it with like a cloth thing so that it's not fusing into my body or something?
Sure.
Like, okay, cool. Wrap it in a little part of my sleeve or some piece of cloth. Then stick it in a pocket.
Okay.
So
is-
uncivilized. Put it in a vial.
Booker's
I don't
turn.
have time for vials.
Lily?
Let's see. Do I still need to do? Do I need extra move?
Yeah, you're cutting out.
Do I
extra
need?
move?
Do I need to do full speed ahead again for the extra movement?
No, the astral moth seems to be drifting behind
Okay.
now.
And I guess I'll just load the gun then.
Okay.
I think that's our third for it.
I think that is your third, so Button would be able to
Yeah.
shoot it if Button wanted to. And that is one. You see an orange glow start on the astral moth one more time. Button.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of damage that thing fucking does. However, I'm more concerned about these crystals. DM, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Would Thunderwave knock out the crystals off the ship?
Hmm.
It does say that in addition, unsecured objects
I will say
are pushed away from
Thunderwave
you.
would knock out any of the remaining ones that are not stuck. So you guys will still probably have to go digging for a handful of them. But the ones that Mickens being able to easily lift with his levitate, it would just take care of those.
I wish I had Mage Hand.
Why don't we just go below deck and thunderwave up?
You don't want to smash your ship.
Yeah, that's gonna smash the ship.
Not do it.
A little bit of damage to the ship or crystals that'll infect it.
Okay.
Listen,
so,
a little bit of damage never hurt anybody.
Okay, so essentially, would getting rid of the crystals that Megan has pulled out speed up the process of him grabbing more?
It would essentially free him up to start going, and just all of you are going to have to dig for the last couple of them. He's not going to really be able to yank them out with levitate because he can't get much force behind his levitation. It's a class ability
Okay.
that he has, and it's only
Okay.
unsecured freestanding objects, more or less, that he's being able to move.
Okay. Button will tap 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 tap. Thunder wave. Yeet them off the side of the ship.
Okay. You cast Thunder Wave, and you see all of these little orange crystals just skittering out away from you and rolling off the ship and through the gaps in the railing. Just little, almost musical sound as they go skipping across the wood. And as your thunder wave dissipates, Micken kind of lowers his hands, and there's a little nod from him, and you can see him start to scan and look for other crystals. And this
I regret so much now.
will be their last attack on you. That'll hit. This is 17 before the addition. 23. As the orange glow again comes streaking across. And let's see here. do 56 damage to the ship. And I will need a con save from everyone again.
Let's fucking go.
18.
There, there.
Why are we cursed?
Was that? Oh, that was almost the exact same rolls we got last time.
Almost.
Micken and the captain pass this time somehow.
It's just Button and Booker, huh?
Nope,
Booker
Trix.
and Button suffering together.
Trixie, no.
Oh, Trixie, no!
Booker,
I thought that
Button,
was a
and
16.
Trixie will take 20 damage apiece. As again, a crystal shard comes launching through the air and smashes into the deck right in front of Button and explodes outward with force.
Do we have to worry about any of the shards getting onto our body? Or is that what the con save is for?
You guys will find out. As Flapjack uses his last spell slot to push the Lady Luck a little bit further, a little bit faster, and with another second, you feel that familiar warp of energy and speed as he's now just far enough away to launch away from the astral moth, and you all go flying and sailing through the swirling colors of wild space again. And that's where we're going to end it.
Ow!
Jesus Christ.
We're doing great.
We're doing... Oh, man.
And perfect
Yeah.
time